Jennifer, and welcome to my Flagstaff home. Today I have a really yummy sweet snack recipe to share with you. It has, I've seen it in different places. It has a variety of names. One of the names I've heard it called is sweet and saltines. In my husband's family, they call it crack because it's really addictive. And it is just this super yummy recipe that uses saltine crackers, butter, brown sugar, and chocolate chips. Yeah, it's as simple as that. So it's super easy to make, and I'd love to show it to you.
So you're going to start with an oven preheated to 425, and then you're going to line a rimmed baking sheet with foil and then spray it with some oil. Make sure that whatever size pan you choose fits in a freezer that you have, because this is going to have to go in the freezer to set when it's finished. So you need to make sure you have freezer space so your pan can go in. Place the saltine crackers salty side down on the pan, and my pan used we used 35, so this recipe is good for using between 35 and 40 saltine crackers depending on the size of your pan. So next we're going to start heating some things up on the stove. All right, so now in a saucepan you're going to melt 2 sticks of butter and put in a cup of brown sugar. And then we're just going to stir this around and get it bubbling, and you want it to turn to a kind of a caramel color, so a light brown. All right, so I want you to take a look at this. The butter is still melting, but do you see how the butter and the sugar are separated? That is not how it's going to look when it's ready. It should all be kind of, is emulsified the right word? So you want it to not look like the fat and the sugar are separated. You want it to look all mixed together. So we need to actually bring this to a boil. It's still kind of coming to that right now. All right, you see how it's starting to come together here and look nice and bubbly? We're getting there. So just want to make sure that it's all blended in, and it's going to get to be, some of the parts you can see are lighter brown and some are a little bit darker brown. Want to get it a little bit more evenly colored there. But it's going to really look more like fluff when it's ready. I poured it over the top, and now I'm just going to spread it around so that every cracker is covered. Looks like when it's all spread out. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this in our preheated oven for 3 to 5 minutes. You kind of need to keep an eye on it because you know oven temperatures will vary, but what you want is for all of this caramely stuff on top to be bubbling. So you don't want to have spots that look like this, like smooth, and other spots bubbling. You want it to all be bubbling, but it's not going to harden up or anything, because we don't do that until we get to the freezer. All right, see that? It is bubbly all over, and it was not even 5 minutes. It was probably about 4, closer to 4 minutes. So you have to just keep an eye out. So now I'm going to pull this out. Okay, so the next thing you do is you take your cup of semi-sweet chocolate morsels and just kind of sprinkle it all over. Like that. And this is, the morsels are going to start to melt on their own just because they're touching the brown sugar mixture. Let them sit for just a minute or so, and then just see if they start to, like, these need to sit a little bit longer because you want them to be able to spread. And now you can just take a spatula and just start to smear these around until all of it's spread evenly all over, as evenly as you can. Looks. So it is still warm. It's too warm to touch at this point. So I'm just going to let it sit for 5 minutes or so, just maybe 10, just so I can pick up the pan without having to use oven mitts. And then it's time for it to go in the freezer for 15 to 20 minutes. All right, so when you take it out of the freezer, it's gonna be one big sheet, and then you start breaking it up, and you don't break it up like trying to get each individual cracker square. You just break it up like peanut brittle would be, and that's all you do. You have all different sizes of pieces, and you store it in an airtight container. But if your house is warm, or if you don't have a cooler place to store it, I often like to put it in the fridge. But this is so yummy. So this is how it looks and how much it makes. This is going to be a batch for us to snack on and put out here for people. And oh, well, there's my husband. It's irresistible. And then I'm going to make another couple of batches and individually bag them and deliver them to neighbors. So give this recipe a try and let me know what you think.
Well, wasn't that easy? And it is so yummy. We often will make these up kind of like several batches at a time, and then just put them in little bags and give them out for holiday gifts or whatever. But it's really a great snack for any time of year. And just a nice thing to kind of put all broken up in a bowl and set it out when you have guests over. Watch out though, because it's pretty addictive. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'd love to have you come along with me on my Flagstaff home. So if you're not a current subscriber, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, and YouTube will let you know when I upload new videos. So take care, you guys. Bye-bye.